Hi, this is Rob Alvarado for Windows Phone Central. Today I'll be playing Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles. I'm starting out by showing the actual load time for a level. I know it's pretty boring, but at 30 seconds it's pretty significant, longer than any other game I've played on any Windows Phone 7 device. If you want to jump ahead to see some actual gameplay and skip the load time and minor annoyances of a game that bug me, then hit the video around the 2 minute and 15-second mark, where I'll show you a little combat and just a little taste of what the platforming is like. Level will load and just, okay, now you can see that I've just started playing and I'm walking around using a directional pad under my left thumb. I've just started and almost immediately I'm interrupted by this camera sway. Now, it's great that it's showing me where to go, but at the same time it defeats the whole purpose of exploring and problem solving and negates the whole challenge. What's worse, this is an area where there's no real challenge. I just have to walk down some steps into this door and I'm done. Now that this level has ended, I travel to another load screen. Those camera sway pauses could conceivably be useful in an area that's more crowded, or has more platforms or swings or switches or movable boxes than I know what to do with, but that's never the case. I'm always led along by a system of checkpoints and arrows that point me in the direction that I'm supposed to be heading in anyway. More than half of this video is either load time or unnecessary dialogue that you'll see in just a moment. Take what you see me doing in this clip and apply it to the game. I'll spend a great deal of time clicking through speeches or waiting for something to load. Each level begins with a lengthy load time, and almost all of them start out, or at least interrupted in the middle, by really awful dialogue. That story isn't bad, it's just presented poorly. You can skip all the dialogue if you want, but you won't know what's happening. Which would also be fine, but the game kind of relies on the audience to pay attention. The story should be a driving force for the player, to want to get to the end of the game, to see what happens, to see how things turn out for all the characters involved. But more often than anything else, it's an interruption. The story and the game here do not work in tandem, and that really hinders the entire experience. Maybe I've been spoiled by the console versions of the Assassin's Creed series, but I expect quality of the game to have been downsized just because it's on a mobile device. The combat is okay. Extremely repetitive, but okay. Whether you're playing on easy or normal, there's no real difference, but the harder difficulty will have you taking a lot more damage. There are a few boss battles, but they're nothing than hitting a button at the right time. The classic press X to not die kind of gameplay. The bulk of Assassin's Creed is in the platforming. You can earn a few upgrades to your weapons and your life gauge, but most of the fun is in the free-running kind of platforming. Again, the platforming is done poorly too. I've had plenty of scenarios where I've jumped or swung and timed it perfectly just to watch the character stand on the edge and then fall off. Or even worse, get blocked by an invisible wall. Assassin's Creed is a lot of fun, and the story is pretty good, but don't expect a really polished to perfection kind of game. And I guess that kind of covers it. I'm Rob Alvarado, and I really hope you enjoyed watching Assassin's Creed. If you have any questions, hit us up in the comments or check us out on the forums.